So, today's lecture is about the biochemical transformation of drugs. What is biochemical transformation or drug transformation? It is basically any biochemical or chemical alteration of any drug, or the special term is used here is xenobiotics. So how it comes into our body and what are the ways to eliminate it from our body. This basically occur in biotransformation. So chemical and biochemical alteration of drugs and other foreign substances in the blood is called bio or biochemical transformation. There are two ways that are used for elimination of these drugs. The first one is chemical mechanism, or the second one is physical mechanism. How it excrete out from our body is by physical mechanism, and how the biotransformation of drug actually occurs in our body, it is involved in the chemical mechanism. So what is the process that actually occurs? It is the chemical modification of drugs and the biotransformation with the overall goal of getting rid of that drug from our body. So for this purpose, enzymes are very important, because enzymes are the actually important clue. You can say that these are the most important factor that catalyze the chemical alteration of drug in our body. I told you that the special term here we use for any drug or any compound or any foreign particle is xenobiotics. It actually means it is stranger to our body. So there are various classes of xenobiotics. We can say that it may be any drug, it may be any chemical carcinogen, or various compounds that have found their way into our environment by several routes. It might be PCBs, polychlorinated biphenyls, or it may be any pesticides or insecticides or some compounds that were inhaled from our environment. We don't know what are these, but there are 200,000 manufactured environmental chemicals that exist in our environment and then that we inhale in any case. So how to eliminate it from our body? It is through the chemical alteration, and the main organ is the liver that play a very important role. So xenobiotic may be excreted unchanged by physical mechanism, or it involves the special way that involves the biotransformation of the drug. Overall, there are 30 different enzymes that catalyze reactions that involves the xenobiotic mechanisms. What is the aim? I already told you that various drugs, or basic aim is to eliminate the drugs from our body. So there are various drugs that are lipid soluble, and they are very poorly excreted in the urine because they're not water soluble. So they tend to store in the fat or circulate until they are converted to more water soluble metabolites, or metabolites that conjugate with water soluble substances. So it's important to convert these lipid soluble drugs into water soluble drugs because these are more readily excreted in the urine. Hence, the aim is to convert the non-polar lipid soluble compounds to polar lipid insoluble compounds to avoid reabsorption in the renal tubules. Hence, this is very important process that is required for the protection of our body from the toxic metabolites. What happens? There is a drug, the whole metabolism occurred, the non-polar will be converted into polar substances, and this will excrete out through urine from our body. This is the overall mechanism of biotransformation. There are two phases of drug metabolism. The first one I have already told you. In the phase one, there's lipophilic body, the insoluble form that can't be excreted out in the urine. So there are two chemical reactions that actually occurs, that it may be oxidation, there may occurrence of oxidation, hydrolysis, or reduction. that will be converted into electrophiles or nucleophiles. And in the second phase, these electrophile or nucleophiles will be converted into hydrophilic compounds. It might be through glutathione conjugation, or secondly, it might be through the sulfation, acetylation, glucouridination. It is basically the attachment of a group that will convert into the non-polar body to polar moiety. So these two phases are very important for the biotransformation. We will discuss one by one. We will discuss oxidation, hydrolysis, reduction, and all the attachment of these groups individually. So this is another very clear example or diagram that elaborate the condition that drug will either oxidize in the presence of enzyme. There are various enzymes, we will discuss it later. The most important is cytochrome P450 that convert the drug into metabolite, and then it is converted into polar species, and then it will be eliminated through the urine. That's called renal elimination. Or the drug will conjugate with several species like glucouridination, and it will form a stable adduct, and then it will be converted into polar species, and then it might convert into renal elimination. If it is not possible that it is still non-polar, then it will be removed through biliary elimination. It will be excreted out through or stool. So this is the basic mechanism. This is the basic pathway in the drug metabolism that is present, that occur in biotransformation, drug biotransformation. What are the main sites? Metabolism occur in many tissues, basically some because enzymes are present in various organs, like some are present in brain, kidney, lung, plasma, intestine. So here basically metabolism occur, but mostly the most important organ is the liver, because all of the blood in the body passes through the liver. This is the main reason. Hence, what actually happens in the drug metabolism, that the metabolites are converted into inactive metabolites, so that it will provide easiness to remove the drug. Just like phenobarbital is converted into hydroxyphenobarbital, that is inactive compound. So it actually have after getting inactivated compound, it actually have reduced activity, or it may have no any more activity. So these metabolites have equal activity of drug. Many drugs have been found to partially convert to active metabolites, because some drugs act when they are being active. An example, a very important example, is just as diazepam is an active drug, and it will be converted firstly into its metabolite, and that is oxazepam, and codeine is converted into morphine. So this is basically the result of metabolism, what actually occurs when enzymes act out, how it will be converted into their metabolites. But some drugs, there are some drugs also that have not only that they are not present in the condition that they only decrease their activity. There are also chemicals that further that occur in the pro form. I mean, it is present in the pro drug form, and it actually increase the activity. So pro drugs refers to precursor drug that in itself has a little or no biological activity and is metabolized to pharmacologically active metabolite. Hence, toxic properties will not be seen there. It will be stable, and it will have PK profile, better PK profile, and bioavailability. So in further, we will discuss about phase 1 and phase 2 individually. Thank you.